Maga Civil War, y'all. I don't know. It's looking like it. It is definitely looking like it. So I got a couple video clips that I'm gonna play today and just talk about everything that's going on. As you guys know, they just came out with another little hoax and took the text messages that they already had from Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell and tried to make it like Trump is implicated, which was all false. You know, all false is all. And this wasn't even the feds. This wasn't CIA. This wasn't courts. This was literally Democrats. Democrats just redacted a name on their own just so they could try to spin a story. When we talk about being liars and disingenuous and why so many people are frustrated with the left, it's because of things like that. It's because of things like that. Okay, but that's besides the point. We gonna talk about infighting inside the movement, inside of America First or MAGA or Trump supporters or whatever you want to call it, the Republican Party. We're gonna talk about infighting. Somebody broke it down really well, and I'm just gonna let him, do it, and then I'm gonna respond to it because it's real. Steven Crowder. All right. I'm getting to really like Steven Crowder lately. Real talk. I really am. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this. Where you're watching from, and if you can do me a favor, please share this thing out far and wide. All right. And don't forget to hit that like button before you do that. Help me with the algorithm. I appreciate you. All right.
Look, as of right now, this moment, I believe still, Ben Shapiro, Mark Levin, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens are all trending. And it is just a bunch of friendly and in some cases unfriendly fire. It's a civil war in the right now. And I'll tell you, that's really honestly a fight for the soul of the country. And what I mean by that is the left has no soul. We know that. It is a soulless succubus. And so whatever moves forward as the right wing, the conservative, the populist, the MAGA movement is going to determine the soul of this country. And I've been around here, certainly doing this kind of a show, the longest, been on YouTube since 2009. I've had Ben Shapiro on this show many times. I've been on Tucker Carlson's show back. He was a host in Fox and Friends Weekends many times. We've crossed streams with Candace Owens. I've had Mark Levin on the show. I'd like to invite every single one of them, Ben Shapiro, Mark Levin, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, on the show for a conversation, for a debate, however you guys want to do it, because I think there does need to be some neutral territory.
And I agree. He's right. And the thing about all of these people is that they're all saying something different, right? So when we talk about Mark Levin, I got a love-hate relationship with Mark Levin because Mark Levin, he'll put stuff out there and he's adamant about how he feels about the left, and when they're doing something wrong, he'll call it out. But then on the flip side of that, Israel is like God to Mark Levin. And he said something on stage at the little, I believe it was a Turning Point USA thing. He said that to be a patriot, I'm paraphrasing. He said, if you're a patriot, if you call yourself a patriot and you're American, well, then you also have to be a Zionist, and be a patriot for Israel. It's the same thing. It's like, no, bro. And that's the thing. People are so aggravated with everything having to go back to Israel. It's like, look, I ain't got to love Israel or hate Israel to call myself a patriot or to love my country. You know what I'm saying? And it shouldn't even ever come to that. And we shouldn't have people pushing that on us to where he said, you're not a patriot if you don't love Israel. Like, you just discounted a whole bunch of Americans that are confused because they've got other sources like Candace Owens, Nick Fuentes, Tucker Carlson. You got all these other people saying something completely different, saying that Israel is a bad person or the bad guy and that they're just the worst thing on the planet. So, and they also love America. These people love America. They love being, a part of the country. They feel like they're patriots as well. So when you say something like that, you just cut yourself off from a whole audience of people who you could have taught something or educated them on something. And too many times I feel like we do that, as a whole. And the same thing happens on the other side. When you got the Candace Owens's who will say, if you support Israel, well, then you're the devil, basically. You're just equally as bad and you're not a patriot. And yeah, I mean, it's gotten to a head. So he's definitely right. There needs to be a conversation between them so everybody can sit and watch and see who makes the most sense, who makes the valid point, who presents the best argument, who's got the best facts, and see where it goes.
Here. And I think that this idea of each side on the right not wanting to platform the other side, that's not a thing anymore. Everyone has a platform in this argument, in this fight. Everyone has a platform, and we should be the wing of ideas, of discussion.
Yeah, I could agree with him on that. But here's the thing. When you talk about each side not wanting to platform the other, that it shouldn't be a thing, that's where you got to tread lightly, because it's like some ideas you don't want, like you have a broader audience than, say, maybe like a Nick Fuentes, or maybe Nick Fuentes got a broader audience than Mark Levin. And some of them ideas are a little radical, bro. When you got Nick Fuentes saying that he loves Stalin, or that he loves Hitler, or whatever it is that he's saying. I mean, yeah, sometimes you got to kind of draw a line. I get what you mean. Like, you got to be willing to have a conversation for sure. But I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? Do you feel like everybody needs to have a sit down like that and forget what they believe, just let them come on and talk? What do you think?
I think that some tactics lately have been underhanded. I think some people have been less than straightforward. I think there may be some bad actors, not necessarily of those in positions of authority who have mentioned, but those who are following them. I'll tell you this, Ben Shapiro is wrong about a lot. He's also right about quite a bit. Mark Levin is wrong about a lot. He's right about quite a bit. I think his approach right now is really wrong.
And that's why I agree with him again. I will say about Ben Shapiro, I can't stand Ben Shapiro, and I also love Ben Shapiro. Like, it's not that I can't stand him. I don't like his take on certain things, right? Educated brother, says a lot of good things, but at the same exact time says a lot of things where I just want to reach through the screen and smack him, But I would love to see a Ben Shapiro talk to a Candace Owens and a Tucker Carlson. I would love that, 100%, especially right now. I would love to see that.
The way he's dealing with it, Tucker Carlson has some pretty strong ideas. He's also wrong about a lot, in my opinion.
Tucker's completely lost me. Tucker completely lost me back when he got caught with them text messages, when he was still with Fox, when he was promoting all the stuff about January 6th and the election, and then in the text messages saying how much he doesn't believe it, that he just says it while he's on the air. So that's when I left Tucker alone a long time ago. I mean, I listen to him sometimes, obviously. You just can't escape it if you're on social media. But I don't put a whole lot of weight in him no more, because he showed me then that he was a dishonest reporter, a dishonest journalist, and he will say what he's told to say and what he has to say to stay relevant and to get money. At least at that time. Maybe he's changed his ways, I don't know. But at that time, it let me know, like, you don't believe anything of what you're saying, but you're on here saying it, getting us hope. We're all locked up inside of DC DOC, couldn't wait to watch Tucker Carlson, and then come to find out he don't even believe the stuff that he's saying to us that's giving us hope. It's like he's just lying for the views. So that's what, for me personally, that's what made me not be a big Tucker fan anymore.
Candace Owens, you know that we disagree more than we agree on approach and on the decision to almost exclusively attack those on the right. For example, I think that Schumer, I think that Brian Stelter is far more harmful to America. I think that legacy media is far more harmful to America than Ben Shapiro or Tucker Carlson. I could say the same for Mark Levin and Candace Owens. So I don't know why all of these attacks are just going to each other. Not a big fan of it. Don't like it. I'll even moderate this if people want to sit down and talk across. I hate to say across the aisle. We're supposed to be in the same aisle.
That's wild.
But we need to hash this out. We need to determine the soul of this country in the future. And
I couldn't agree with him more. So the thing is when we talk about the soul of this country, it used to be all on the same page when it came to like a Republican and a Democrat, but now it's divided, even within the Democrats. The Democrats are divided, the Republicans are divided, and it's crazy to see because now you got the far right looking exactly like the far left. Exactly. The race baiting, the crying about things that are pointless and steering people down the wrong direction, and rage bait, all of that. That's what we see. You got some people that wear a MAGA hat that are straight out anti-Semitic. Not all, obviously. If you're just questioning Israel, I'm not talking to you, so don't take offense. But I'm talking about the people that for real are like got swastikas in their background, you know, when they're doing videos. You know what I'm saying? The people that for real are out here like on some America is a whites only country. And then on the far left, you got these people trying to implement Sharia law, you know, or they put LGBTQ rights above everything else and they promote degeneracy for women. And it's disgusting. And then the moderates are in the middle feeling like, yo, we don't know what's going on. Like the world is crazy right now. So, yeah, you talk about the soul for this country and a MAGA civil war. You got these people. You look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie Taylor Greene just really disappointed me. Like, really disappointed me, which is it's crazy because, you know, it's another love-hate thing, right? Marjorie Taylor Greene showed up for us when we was incarcerated in DC DOC with Louis Gohmert. She showed up and walked through our pod when we was all in prison wearing them little orange outfits that make us wear with, you know, just looking crazy. And she showed up. So to see how far she's gone now, to the point of going on The View, going on CNN, blaming President Trump, blaming the Republicans, it's like, and she's wrong. That's the thing. I could understand if what she was saying was right, but the things that she was saying were factually wrong. So it's like, what's really going on here? Then you got on the other side, you got Fetterman, who's not even a Democrat anymore at this point. Fetterman is more America first than Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, it is dangerous. And then, like I say, you got this ideology that's going through America. Like people always, and we're going to talk about it here in a little bit, but we got these people that are, you know, always talking about, we'll say, the black culture and talking about all the black problems that's going on in the country. And it's MAGA that's saying these things, right? Alleged MAGA. But then on the same side, you got the ones that are off of that and trying to get black people to join them in hating Israel and supporting like this Nazi ideology. And before, see, this is the crazy part about it. People on the left that will follow me before, they used to say that. They're like, bro, they white supremacists and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, no. And you guys remember I used to make videos and shut them down. But now it's even harder to defend. When you got kids, these kids are still in middle school, high school. They are on some straight up bigotry. Like it's wild. It is. Look at what happened with Dave Portnoy, who I'm not a fan of. I don't like him. I think he's a bottom of the barrel type of human being, personally. But he still shouldn't have to deal with the things that he dealt with. My man's was just standing out there. Dude comes, throws some pennies at his feet and tells him F the Jews. A kid. Like, that's crazy. That is crazy. That'd be like me just standing outside and then some kid comes up to me and throws a noose in front of me and says F the N-words. It's the same thing. It's messed up, but people are celebrating this. This kid is being celebrated. Instead of, we don't tolerate that kind of behavior and that's wrong, they created a GoFundMe. People could point to that. You know what I'm saying? People could point to that and say, yo, this is what y'all wanted. Right, MAGA? Not knowing like we don't do that. We ain't got no part in that. We got no part in that. But this is where we are. This is where we are, and it needs to be shamed wherever it's coming from. So to move it forward just a little bit, I want to talk about this clown right here. I can't, man, I got to. Donkey of the day goes to Charlemagne the God, lowercase g. All right, listen to this guy.
Jasmine Crockett is actually what the Democrats should be leaning into, like, because she is a phenomenal messenger. And some people just got it. Like, some people just have a different anointing on them.
He said that they need to lean in to Jasmine Crockett because some people just have an anointing on her because her messaging. And that's always what it comes down to when it comes to these people that are Democrat talking heads or pushing a Democratic agenda, right? It always comes down to the messaging. It's always what it comes down to. It doesn't matter about the fact that she lied straight to your face multiple times about multiple things. Her most recent lies that she was telling was that the Republicans had the government shut down, and people ate it up while she's sitting with another lawmaker. That's the crazy part about it. And they lie straight to your face, and then he gets up here talking about some people just got that anointing, you know? Some people, the messaging, they need to be leaning into a Jasmine Crockett more than ever right now. Bro, you are the last person that anybody should take political advice from. Straight up, bro. Because your whole thing that you do is you're into the gossip. You are not helping the culture at all. You're not trying to uplift people. You ain't trying to teach people better. You're not doing none of that. Only thing that you do is get up and gossip about what's going on in hip hop. Gossip about what song was the hottest and what song wasn't, and promote degeneracy. That's what you do. Talk about messaging. That's how people fell for the whole, Obama thing. Obama, great speaker. Obama, boy, he get up. I'm going to come on and tell you guys right now, you need to get out there and you need to vote, because if not, these Republicans, they're slippery. These Republicans are slippery. That's what it comes down to, man. A good talk, that's what you guys vote on, is a good talk. They sound good. No, man. No.
Don't know why certain people, cause folks to gravitate towards them.
You don't know why certain things just cause certain folks to gravitate. I can tell you what causes you to gravitate towards Jasmine Crockett. Number one, you're politically illiterate. Okay? Number one. Number two, you're one of them, she's a black woman. You're the black man that worships the black woman. That's a problem. You put the black woman above everything else so she can do no wrong. You can't see any of the flaws within Jasmine Crockett's politics. Not that there's anything wrong with loving black women. I'm not saying that at all, so don't misquote me, right? But when you sit up here and excuse every bad thing, and you're putting her on a pedestal, and she's not that great. She's not done a lot of great things. You just, I don't know, you got a crush on her, so I don't know what it is. I don't know. But again, it's dumb. It's dumb.
To me, it's more than Jasmine Crockett having that moment with Marjorie Taylor Greene when she was like bad bleach body.
See, there it is. There it is. That gossip stuff, that raunchy, that's what he likes. That's what did it. It's more than that, but that's one of the things that you bring up, is that she roasted Marjorie Taylor Greene. That makes her a great politician because she can roast somebody, huh? Come on, bro. Come on.
Whatever it is. Like if you watch her in these congressional meetings, like she's always on message about something. I was watching her yesterday, and
she's always on message about something. She's always making some outlandish claims. Theatrics, bro. It ain't nothing profound that she's saying when I watch them. So you saying the way that she puts words together, is that what it is? Because you're into rap music. So that's got to be what you're talking about. It's like she's a rapper up there when she's sitting in front of Congress, the way that she just stays on messaging. It's like Tupac, you know what I'm saying? Staying on the beat, staying on the topic of, you're an idiot. I'm sorry, Charlamagne, you're an idiot. And nobody should ever take advice from you when it comes to politics. And with that, I'm done with Charlamagne, because he just keeps on going on, just kissing the feet of Jasmine Crockett for no apparent reason. But now I want to talk about this, because this is a product of Charlamagne's style, right? What I'm about to show you is a product of Charlamagne's style right here, all right? And this brother right here made some great points, but this is what it's coming down to right here. Look at this. Check this out.
Okay, look at all these men. They don't have the women that are shaped with BBL asses.
They got the women that's gonna float their boat.
No, it ain't gonna float their boat. It's less stressful.
No, what you mean?
It's less stressful. I just told you why it's less stressful.
It ain't less stressful. If you can handle a baddie, then you got a baddie.
If you can handle a baddie. See, here's the thing. This right here, this video clip made me love my wife. Love my wife, because my wife is a natural beauty. My wife ain't got no shade to nobody who gets no work done or nothing like that. But my wife ain't got no work done. She's got a beautiful banging body and gorgeous natural beauty. She's not one of these high maintenance females out here that got to go and get the BBL, they got to go and get the boobs, got to go and get the lips, got to go and get all the different hair, you know, $200-300 on hair. And she's not like that. And I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate that about her, you know, but this chick is trying to come at my man's right here because he's saying, y'all are a headache. You're so involved with yourself, so brainwashed in yourself. Like nobody wants to deal with you. A baddie. You guys know what the baddies are? Have you watched the Bad Girls, the Baddies, the Baddies Club or whatever? If you watch that show, I can't stand those types of females. I can't be around them. I couldn't do it. The loud mouth, just always into something, getting drunk, fighting, talking back, and oh God, just like this chick right here.
Why do you think that a man wants to handle a baddie?
Okay.
Why do you think that a man wants to handle anything? Hold up. I've been out here all day. I've been working on this. I've been working on that. I've been dealing with this stress. I've been dealing with all this other shit. And you telling me when I come home,
and that's why you want to come home to some fun.
Now, no. When I come home, I gotta handle you. I don't want to handle you when
Amen.
I come home. I want to have a soft, feminine woman at home that I don't have to handle. No, you always have to handle a bad bitch. Like you said, you can't handle me.
If you can't handle one, don't get one.
Don't no man want to have to handle no woman. You should already know how to handle yourself to where I don't have to. That's the problem. You want a man to handle you. Whenever you a woman, it's supposed to already know how to handle yourself. If I'm already dealing with this shit in the streets, if I'm dealing with this shit at work, I'm dealing with my coworker getting on my nerves, I'm working on a car, then I come home. Then I come home and I gotta deal with handling you. I don't want to handle it.
Don't nobody want a yes woman, she says. And it strikes me as hilarious when these women, right, will get up here and try to tell a man what he wants. He's sitting here in front of you telling you what he will not accept, what he does not want to accept. And you're telling him, don't nobody want to. Yeah, that's exactly what a man wants, is a yes woman. Not to the point where, you know, she can't never have an opinion or nothing like that, but not one that's argumentative. Not one that's like you, sis. You're the stereotype. Look at this. Look at this. The hair, the nails. And I feel like that's why so many people that's in this bracket right here, identify with a Jasmine Crockett. That right there. Jasmine Crockett plays the role. She ain't grow up like that, but, you know, she plays the role. And these females just don't understand. Wonder why you end up with what you end up with. You know, you chasing after a man for some money, but don't want to be what he wants you to be. You chasing after a man that you want to be a good father, but you don't want to allow him to be a man. You're chasing after, I don't even know, like you control. It's just, you think like just because you got your nails done and your hair done and you call yourself a baddie, you think that somehow you're entitled to talk to a man however you want to talk to him, and he's supposed to just take it, and that you're the boss. You're not the boss, sweetheart. You're not the boss. And you don't get to make the rules of what men want. Men know what men want. We know what we want. And it's not no baddie. It's not. If that's a baddie, gone.
So you want a yes woman, right?
No, I don't want to handle it.
Okay, because I need.
Oh, man, I love it. The way that brother handled that was beautiful. And I agree with him. 100%, I agree with him. Let me see. No, this right here, I wanted to show this just because, you know, I thought it was pretty good. Pretty good. Check this out.
I really shouldn't say it, but I think I've got to say it. The far right in our country doesn't exist yet. The far left, the Looney Tune Brigade, however, is quite real. Real as real gets, as serious as cancer. Cancer, not good. But people forget that I'm a moderate. Charlie was a moderate as well. But the psycho left has been poking a sleeping bear with sticks, calling the bear names, stealing the bear's wallet, and have actually begun shooting the bear. But this isn't an ordinary bear, folks. No. No, it's not. This, of course, is what scholars refer to as a metaphor. So, if I were a miserable lefty who hated my dad and thought John Oliver was a real looker, I'd pause here and ask myself, do I want to keep poking this bear? or do I want my face to be ripped off in a horrific bear accident?
Trump is the realest president, man.
He said, do I want my face to be ripped off in a horrific bear accident? I think that's AI. I don't think that that's real, but I thought it was hilarious, and I just wanted to, because it does sound like something he would say, you know. That's pretty good. That's good. But no, man, real talk. Real talk. When we look at all this stuff, man, I had a conversation today when I was at CDL school, and I'm sitting there having a conversation with somebody, and she happened to be a sister, and she's older than me. And we're talking about politics, and I was telling her, like, you know, that I was a Trump supporter and that I was at the January 6th, you know, and that I got a pardon from President Trump. And she gave me this look like, you mother, you know, like, she is a really awesome lady. I love her to death. And we got different political views, but the conversation, you know, took some turns, and we were both listening to each other. And I'm, you know me, I'm a nerd when it comes to history. I'm a nerd when it comes to really anything. Like if I talk about something, it's because I know, right? So we get to talking about Trump, and the conversation goes into Charlie Kirk. She mentions Charlie Kirk. And what I said right when she mentioned Charlie Kirk, I said, oh man, I love Charlie Kirk. And she said, pfft. And she started to walk off and came back. And she goes, you love Charlie Kirk? I said, yeah, man, I love Charlie Kirk. I didn't agree with the way he said things certain times. You know, I was critical of him on that aspect, but I love the fact that he was willing to have a conversation with people that he disagreed with without being disrespectful and still showing love. And she goes, but he wasn't able. And I'm like, yeah, no, he was. And we had this full-blown conversation, and it led into all types of stuff. It led into, you know, race and what she thought about race and how we got to be where we are right now. And ironically enough, the things that she started being upset about was all things that Democrats have done and are doing and their ideology. And she didn't even realize it. So I pointed it out. I say, you know, you agree with me more than you disagree. It's just the Trump thing. That's all. It's just the Trump thing. You want a lot of exactly what I want, and you feel the same way that I feel about a whole lot. It's just you can't get past that. I didn't tell her this, but you just can't get past that Trump barrier, which is the case for a lot of people. When we talk about, she said, can you give me two things that you like that Biden did? I said, I thought about it. I really did. I sat there and scratched my head for like, I don't know, a good minute. And I said, oh, I ain't gonna lie to you. I can't think of not one thing that Biden did that I liked. Not one. And that's crazy. I really thought about it. I said, man, I know a lot about the stuff that he put through, but no, I don't think that I can say that I like anything about Biden. It's not nothing. And she said, well, give me some things that you like that Trump did. And I named quite a few. She goes, well, then name something that you disagree with Trump. And I had a couple things to tell her about what I disagreed with. And she goes, well, see, you different. She said, because most people that like Trump, they can't critique him at all. And can't say, I said, I ain't like that. I could critique anybody. So when we talk about how we first started with this, of having a conversation, that's why it's important. You know, I think it would be great to have all of those people come on and talk. Minus, I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you guys, minus Nick Fuentes. I can't stomach Nick Fuentes. I just can't. I've tried. I started to like him when I saw the clips, and then I started to watch his show, and then I'm like, oh, ain't no way this dude just said all this. But now if you notice, he's switching up. And the reason why he's switching up, in my opinion, is because Charlie Kirk is dead. Because Charlie Kirk is dead, he's trying to switch up his approach in the way that he says certain things, just so he can appeal to a broader audience, the ones that are, you know, that were Charlie Kirk fans that are looking for another kind of Charlie, I guess. But he can never be a Charlie because that guy got too much hate in his heart towards color, too much hate in his heart towards ethnicities, too much hate in his heart towards Jewish people, too much hate in his heart towards the black community, unless they're, you know, like the Sambos. Like, I'm sure he would love a Myron. I'm sure he would love a Myron because Myron's another one. Myron's another one that'll say all the shocking things, and, you know, he's another one that'll talk all kind of smack about blacks, about Jews, and lift lift up the Nazi ideology on a pedestal. But these types of people, they should be excluded from the conversation because you're not serious. And the sad, scary part about it is it's a lot of young people. You don't never see an older person sharing Nick Fuentes stuff and when I say older person, I mean people my age, you know what I'm saying, in their 30s. You don't see people supporting a Myron. You don't see people supporting a Nick Fuentes that are my age. It's all these younger kids, man, that are looking, they're on the internet, and these are the people that are in their feed that they see because they're a younger audience. And it's really a scary thing. So when we talk about a civil war, MAGA civil war, it gets a little scary because the next generation, you got 50,000 people, 60,000 people tuning in to Nick Fuentes when he goes live, and most of them are young people. Most of them are young people. So that Hitler praise, that Jew hate, that just degenerate behavior, the calling people niggas and all of that, that's Nick Fuentes. And that's what these kids are listening to. You got the Myrons, which I know Myron says he's black. I don't see it. I don't see Myron as black, personally. I feel like Myron is like, I don't know, somebody from Africa somewhere in one of them Arab African countries. He's not black to me. And then he talks all this smack about Jews, the Myron dude. But he looks more like the picture of the Jewish people that he makes fun of. Literally, he looks like a dark-skinned cartoon character of the Jewish dude with the money. But these are who they listening to. And this is the reason why I wanted to come on and talk about it, because MAGA ain't MAGA no more. I'm sorry. It's not. It's just not. You got people that started out as that, but are now full. Like, I can't argue with none of the people on the left when they say, before I could argue and say they're not racist, they're not, but now it's full blown out there in your face. You can't argue it when you got a crowd of people crowding around these types of people and enjoying it and paying these people, sending them money and making their platform larger for hate, for racism, for anti-Semitism, for just degeneracy. I can't say that MAGA isn't what they say that it is. So what I do, the only thing that I can do is come on here like I do, talk to my little audience, and just tell you, don't be like them. Don't be like them, and don't have a thing in you that makes you say that you can't talk to people that are on the left. Because I'm finding out more and more every day, that I got more in common with a Fetterman type Democrat than I do with a America First Nick Fuentes crowd, America First Myron crowd, America First Candace Owens crowd. I got more in common with a Fetterman than I do with people that believe these psychotic, racist, bigoted morons. That's the real. It is what it is. And it's a sad thing, but it's also a beautiful thing because I've been having some great conversations. I've been having great conversations with people that don't align themselves with Trump, but love America. It's crazy to say that because before, in my mind, it was when you thought of somebody that was voting for Trump, you thought about somebody that loved America. That's how it was for me. When I thought about somebody that voted for Trump, they automatically, in my mind, they love America. Nowadays, you got to be careful because just because somebody voted for Trump may not mean that they love America. They might have voted for Trump and are now these people that are coming on here talking mad smack about Trump kissing the feet of Israel. Trump is a op, and Trump is all of this stuff. Which it does. I mean, do what you do. But that's how you feel. That's how you feel. I'm more, and for me personally, for Cash, I'm more vested in having conversations with real everyday Americans because of the time that we're in and the way that the country is going. Because there's a whole bunch of hateful people that are just coming out in the open. And you're seeing the extreme left and the extreme right agree. And guess what their agreement is on? Guess. Anybody that supports Israel is an American. Anybody that doesn't hate Jews is an American. And they agree on this. They agree on this. And that's not who we are. And when I say we, I'm not even just talking about MAGA. I'm talking about level-headed Democrats as well as level-headed Republicans. More importantly, I'm talking to believers. Believers. You know what I'm saying? We got to do something. We got to do something. And you better start having these conversations because the world is changing right before your eyes. These little young dudes, and it's crazy to me because it's not just white kids. Like, we live in a really messed up alternate universe. We really do. Because think about this, y'all. The leader of the Groyper movement, right? The leader, Nick Fuentes, of the Groyper movement, which promotes a racist Nazi ideology, is a Mexican. You got a Mexican leading the charge of a bunch of racist people that are supposed to be Nazis that love Hitler, that would not be accepted in the world that they push. And they follow him. And then you got the Gypsy Crusader. The Gypsy Crusader. I don't know how I found it. I found a funny feed, man, of the Gypsy Crusader getting people on live, and they were real white supremacists. And they had some choice words for this man. They called him what he called me. They were calling him what he calls me, and worse, because he's a gypsy. He said, bro, you're not even white. You're not even white. You're a effing Jew. You know what I'm saying? They were going in on this dude. And he would hurry up and go past them. But then you find out, how did a Nick Fuentes get his rise? How did a Gypsy Crusader get their rise? Well, they got beat up. They got beat up or they got picked on. Nick Fuentes, I don't even know what happened there. I mean, his dad is like straight up Mexican, dude. Like, I don't know what happened there. I don't know how this dude ended up being like a little Nazi. I don't get it. I don't understand it at all. He had an identity crisis, and then all of a sudden he just like, I'm rejecting my Mexican side and I'm full-blown white. And now when he grows a mustache out, though, you can see it. When he grows that mustache out, boy, if he just put on a little sombrero, you could see it all day long. Like, yeah, you Mexican, bro. And if you got out in that sun, you see it. It comes out. Same thing with the gypsy guy. The gypsy dude goes in the sun too long, he gets a nice little brown complexion. And these guys are the ones that are pushing racism. These are the guys that are pushing this whole Nazi, Hitler-esque. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's crazy to me. And people just, they eat it up. They eat it up. It's wild. But it's dangerous. It is. And the left, I gotta say, y'all don't do no favors when you got people like AOC, Jasmine Crockett. Did you guys see that clip of AOC and Bernie Sanders? The ones that's against the billionaires and, they're just like us and all of that. Getting off of a private jet after their little tour. Yeah. Again, these people, they lie. They just lie all in our face. They lie. One thing I will say that I am happy about is that I guess the Democrats are about to come together and do something good. And I got to take my hat off. I got to take my hat off to the Democrats because they are getting ready to do the vote to release the Epstein files. And not the Epstein files, the names, the guys that was partaking in the whole Epstein thing. I want to see that. I'm sure a lot of Americans want to see that. You know what I'm saying? It's what you say over here. Oh, my bad. I'm over here. I got comments going everywhere. You say, I've heard of Fuentes has Jewish roots and ancestry. So weird for him to act like that if he has Jewish heritage. They're out in place to stir up drama and division. Yeah, 100%. How you say he's half Italian. I mean, I don't know. I know that they're not what they promote. They could never be Nazis. They can never be Nazis. That's all I'm saying. But yet they promote that, you know? You say, Nick, it's Nick's assignment. He's a Fed. Yeah, and for people that don't know, Nick Fuentes was at January 6th, but never caught no charges, and he's up there with a bullhorn. And people just disregard it. They just disregard it. There's nothing to see here, folks. Come on, man. At one point, the Irish were considered white. The world has always been sort of crazy. Yeah, that's real. Very real. If she bothered to ask a man, he'd tell the exact opposite of what her girlfriend told her. Yeah, for sure. Yes, I want a yes woman. Yeah, most men want a yes woman. How about girls stop putting nails on, hair, fake boobs? It's never enough. Yeah. You say, sadly, the far right is just as bad as the far left now. They 100% are. I would even argue that they're worse. I would make the argument right now that the far right is worse than the far left. Straight up. Straight up. Getting even worse soon, yeah. As someone who has distant relatives who are actual Nazis, it's a terrible path to go down. Amen. I agree. If that don't tell you, I don't know what else to say. You got that right, Binary. I won't support a bigoted GOP. Me neither. Me neither. You guys are great. I love you guys, man. I freaking love you guys. So let me jump into this because I found this to be very interesting as well. And it also goes, it's off topic a bit, but it kind of not. It goes with the time, right? So check this out.
Watch this.
The angel told Daniel, he said, you'll know you're at the very end. He said, because there'll be a technology explosion called AI. That's what the Bible says. In the book of Revelation, preachers crack me up thinking I'm wrong until they go read and start crying. In the book of Revelation, it says it is a robot infused with AI.
I said this. Y'all remember me saying this back when I was doing America's Conspiracy Compass, right? When I talked about the image of the beast that was given life, right? I talked about this. I said, what if it's AI? What if it's like a cyborg or something, right? Listen to what he say.
That gives the command for everyone to receive the mark. Go read it. He said, I saw in a vision. Remember, the language today is different. He said, I saw in a vision. He said, and they created a statue. The word back then, which is 4,000 years ago, the word robot didn't exist.
It sure didn't. It sure didn't, but statue did. You imagine, the dude seeing a vision and he sees something just standing still, not moving, right? Just an image, a person that's just no life in it. Listen.
Statue did. So he doesn't know what he's looking at. He just knows it was a statue. Second thing, he said then they had the ability to give the statue life. That's called electricity. He said when the thing came alive, it started speaking arrogantly. And then it says the robot, or he called it the statue, that had the ability to speak, it gave a command that every person that does not receive a mark must die. Robot.
That's where we at. I'm telling you. I'm telling y'all, man. I believe that. I believe that 100%. And we see the way things is going right now. Yo, AI is something else. It's created a bunch of people that are dependent upon it. Nobody ain't studying. Well, and I ain't gonna say nobody because I still read my books, right? But there's a lot of people that don't. Literally, videos that you see today were constructed by AI. They put the topic in, AI pulls up the bullet points, you follow them. I use it sometimes. I use AI sometimes for, you know, how to structure a video when I do a longer style video that's not live. Yeah, AI helps out big time. But people take it for facts. Like, it's possible. I'm just saying, we've already got robots. Now we got AI. Is all they got to do is create a robot that looks human and put that chip in it. People will never know that that was a robot. How many people say that, what's his name? Mark Zuckerberg. They're like, man, I'm telling you, that dude's a android or something. I'm not saying he is. I don't think Mark is, but I'm just saying, people already got the idea. it's not too far-fetched to believe that, yo, it's right around the corner. You not know the person walking down the street ain't even human. Smartest person alive. But he ain't alive. You know what I'm saying? Something to think about. So yeah, that's all I really got, man. And let me just say thank you to everybody, man. I really appreciate you guys. I had like 500 and something birthday wishes yesterday. I still haven't even got through liking them all. I was trying. It's a lot. So thank you for the birthday wishes yesterday, you guys. It meant a lot to me. A lot of you guys shared some beautiful stuff. Pictures, people that had old pictures when I was in 2020 doing my little tours and all of that. You guys were posting up the pictures. That was cool. It was real nice to see. So I appreciate you and God bless you guys. Other than that, I don't got too much more that I would like to say. You say the Fuentes Tucker types are just using Myron and Candace black people till they no longer need them. I've been saying it. You say Hollywood has been warning us the intentions for decades. You say, where's my badge? Yeah. Oh my God, I missed it. Happy birthday. Nah, it's all good. Don't worry about it. It was a whole lot. If you did miss it, I didn't know because there's so many people on there and it's still going. Like people are still wishing me happy birthday today. Thank you, Matt and Jennifer Cleveland. I appreciate you. Yeah. Say Democrats are just angry because they're trying to open the country. Yeah. Happy birthday. I loved the racist shopping short. Cracked me. Yo, we got to get back to that, man. We do. We have got to get back to making that kind of stuff just funny, you know? And I didn't miss nobody. You know, I had white, I had black, I had Indian. I just, you know, it's fun. We got to be able to laugh. That's how we heal. Laughter. That's how we heal. This is laughter, man. Not serious, being serious, hating somebody because of their guy. It's just dumb. Let's laugh at each other's differences and then say, you my brother. You know, you my sister. And keep it like that. That's what we got to do. All right? Yes, I was trying to figure out this dude's name. Myron Gaines' real name is Ahmad Abdul Fadul. That's how I knew he wasn't no American. I knew it. He's not from America, is he? He can't be. There's no way. He's from a sandbox somewhere, for sure. Real talk. Watch the mail, my friend Cash Kelly. Thank you, Rose. I love you, Rose. I do. I appreciate you. You say, that's why I love the show and Live in Color. Everyone got nailed. Exactly. That's my whole thing, man. Myron is an Arab Muslim immigrant. He's neither black nor American. Psst, I knew it. I said, I called it, man. Because there's no way. And then, did you ever heard the word, like, okay, I know people don't like using the word nigga, right? When you be like, yo, what's up, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? This nigga tripping or whatever. But when you hear Myron say it, it sounds so like I want to punch him when I hear him say it because it just doesn't flow. You could tell you wasn't raised how you trying to talk, bro. You wasn't right. My white friends say it with swag. You know what I'm saying? They say it with swag. They grew up in the hood, you know? And you could tell that they grew up in the hood because the lingo is just there. It's just how it is. Myron, you ain't part of the culture, bro. You're not part of the culture. And then he'll say, I don't want to be a part of your culture. I want to be a part of your monkey culture. And that's what he does. And then when a black person gets mad at him, he says they're chimping out. That's what he says. And they just go, you see what I'm saying? It's like, this is what they push. This is what they push. And I think they say that he was like CIA or FBI or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And it makes a lot of sense that that's the people that they put out. People like that infiltrate groups and, you know, sway minds. That's all these dudes are. That's all they are. And I ain't got nothing for them. And then they get real scared too. Like he got scared somebody tried to run up on him. He had security. Without security, guarantee you, they not saying none of that. They not saying none of that racist stuff that they be saying, bro, when there's no security. It just won't happen. You won't catch them without security. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got, man. Listen, if you're on the left and you happen to watch this, I'm not your enemy. All right? I'm not your enemy. I just want you to fix your brain rot, you know? That's all. And if you're on the right and you've been following these people, these Nick Fuentes, these Candace Owens, the Myrons, even the Mark Levins, you know? I'm not against you, but fix your brain rot. You don't got to kiss the feet of Israel to be America first. And you don't have to hate Israel to be America first. It's really that simple. You know what I'm saying? It's really that simple. You could say, hey, whatever. That's what I do. Whatever, bro. Yeah, I don't. How do you feel about money being sent to Israel? I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah, it's disgusting. You know, Trump, da-da-da-da-da. I hate those. I don't hate them. It's not their fault that our government is okay with sending billions of dollars. It's not their fault. I don't hate Israel. I don't even know Israel. I know my Israeli friends, my Jewish friends. They're cool. I like them. But Hollywood, yeah, you know, don't watch the movie. I don't like the Hollywood stuff that goes on either. I think it's disgusting. That doesn't mean you hate everybody. My leftist friends. Oh, Cash finally waking up. He's seeing what's going on the right. They racist. No, I didn't say that. I said that there's people within the movement that have gravitated towards more racist ideology, and I can no longer sit by and say that they can't say that. That's all I'm saying. But my people that's on the right, my people that are Trump supporters, oh, they're not racist. Not at all. I can't no longer say that leftists are crazy. You guys got Fetterman and the people that follow me that are leftists, you know, that are my friends. I can't no longer say that the left is just deranged. No. The leftist ideologies are deranged, but the people, you guys are all right. I like you guys. You're not for all the chaos they got going on over there on the left no more than I am with the ones on the right. So, yeah, let's meet in the middle. Unite. Don't fight. Be a street light, because only you can be the change you wish to see in this world. And when you get too stressed out, you got to remember to pray, America, because without God, everything falls apart. But we uniting. That's the whole thing. That's the main thing. We are uniting. All right? Let's keep that trend going. That's it. That's all I got. I hope y'all have a good day. God bless you guys. I'll see you later on tonight. I'll be on with Script Keeper. If you ain't following him, you need to be. I'm pretty sure we're going to talk conspiracy. It's going to be fun. All right? Peace.